Welcome to Peri Pigs, the podcast where two perimenopausal besties, Veronica Pig and Penelope Pig, survive hot flushes, brain fog and midlife mayhem together, one oink at a time.
So if you've laughed, cried or screamed at absolutely nothing this week, you're in the right sty. Let's oink about it. Peri Pigs, Peri Pigs, Peri Pigs, Peri Pigs.
Coming at ya.
Coming at ya.
What even is that?
I don't know. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the Pigcast.
Friday night.
Back to Friday night.
Back in the sty.
Back in the sty. Here we are. So, I mean, where do we begin this week? We've both had really busy old weeks, haven't we?
Very busy indeed, considering we haven't been to work. We've both had the week off, which was lovely. Not together as such, we just both happen to have booked the same week off work in sync because that's what we do as Peri Pigs.
Yes, and
everything
our
is the
snouts
same.
did cross.
Our snouts
times.
have crossed, yes, definitely.
And we're still obviously back together now because we're dedicated.
We are dedicated to the cause.
Yeah.
Whether that's our cause or your cause, we are dedicated to the cause.
Well, it's we're dedicated to the cause, but it's also, you know, as we always say, it's our therapy, isn't it? And we had to have a bit of reflection this week for this podcast, didn't we? And sort of go like let's just remember what we're doing here and like what we're trying to.
What's the purpose of what we're trying to do?
There's because you've had a bit of Peri Pig anxiety, and we talk often a lot about anxiety because it is one of the biggest symptoms. You know, it's not symptom of the week, it's symptom of your life at the moment.
Symptom of the cycle. It's the cyclical thing that you go through, isn't it, on a monthly basis? Because regardless to whether you have periods or not, you have this kind of cycle of emotions that go up and down, which are completely unexplained and really difficult to deal with because you can be really high 1 minute, really low the next minute. And the lows are really awful, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I definitely had one after the spa. After our lovely spa. We did the podcast from the spa, which was amusing to say the least. And then we came home. We hung out last Friday as normal.
Yes, we did. Yes.
Didn't we? What did we do?
Yes, you came back round. Do you know what? I can't blooming remember. There you go. Absolutely no memory. I know we did see each other because we reunited because we had a few hours break from each other. We came back from the spa.
Did some housework and washing and
housework and stuff. And then we did reunite in the evening, but I don't think we ended up doing
much. Well, I can't remember. There you go.
Can't remember.
There's the brain fog at its finest. So we can't even remember what we did. And we then went to the festival on Saturday.
We did, yes. We had, we've had a real packed 10 days of it, haven't we?
Full on.
So we went from relaxing spa, then into the festival. And then, so again, it was, you know, a full day event. We were there from a bit after 12 because of my lateness once again. So we were just saying this is my new symptom.
I would say so. Your
perpetual lateness.
Yeah, because your
everything.
thing before was everything was very much about you losing things.
Yeah.
Whereas now you've gone, well, you probably are still
just
losing
added.
things. You've just added,
yeah.
It's not instead of, it's as well as, of course. So now you've gone into this whole, you just keep being late because you were late to pick me up for the spa.
Yeah.
And then you were late to come to mine for the festival.
Yeah.
Why, Veronica? What is this?
I think so my husband will tell me that I am deluded about how long it takes me to get ready. So in my head, I think an hour is fine to get ready. Have a shower, dry your hair, you know, get ready, get your makeup on and what have you. But it always just, I don't. It needs to be a couple of hours because there's a lot of faffing that goes on in between.
Well, it's questionable, isn't it, once you are ready?
Yeah.
Because you've got yourself thinking, I'm going to do my makeup this way, my hair that way, and the outfit I'm going to wear is. And then you do all that and go, I'm not leaving the house like that.
No, because I'm an ugly, disgusting pig and I can't leave like that. So, absolutely, that's part of it.
So you need an extra half an hour for titivation.
Yeah, and probably a mild breakdown, some messaging, then distractions. So, you know, starting a task but then going, oh, well, I'll just quickly go and do that. None of it's quick. So, again, it's that relearning your brain. My brain isn't as sharp as what it used to be, or I'm not as focused on tasks.
You'll get easily waylaid because you'll think of something that you need to do, bring, etc. And so you have to get up from your makeup table, from your hair drying station, to go and do that thing or put that thing in your bag. Because if you do not do it in that moment, it's not happening.
Yes, because
so
I remember
does add time
having this conversation with you, and I don't know if it was before the festival or before the spa, and I was like, right, I was on the phone.
It was the night before the spa.
Yeah, and I was going, right, I'm going to go and get that and pack it now, because there's no point saying, oh yeah, I'll bring that.
I'll put it in tomorrow morning.
It has to be done at that very moment, otherwise there's no chance it's going to get remembered.
So with that in mind, I used to always be the I need an hour to get ready to go out person as well. No, Veronica, you've got to give yourself 90 minutes.
Oh, is that maximum?
90 minutes now.
Or
You at minimum
sort of
you've got to
time.
give yourself 90 minutes now, because you cannot do it in an hour. And then the pressure you'll put on yourself, you get to the half an hour mark. It's a bit like the Bake Off, when they go, you've had 30 minutes, you've got 30 more minutes. And everyone goes into this blind panic on the Bake Off. That's basically what happens to you. And the minute you go into this blind panic, you become less effective, and then you'll get the dropsies. You'll start sweating, so the makeup's not
losing
going on.
everything.
You'll put something down and someone will break in your house and steal it while you turn your back. So the advice that I give to you and to anyone else listening, 90-minute minimum to get ready to go out.
Okay.
If you so happen to be ready sooner, how lovely that you've got a bit of time to yourself.
Absolutely, but I just can't ever see it. No, it won't happen, will it?
And you'll still probably be a little bit late.
Yeah.
90 minutes from now on.
Well, I like that. I'm going to have to just,
accept it and give yourself that time.
Like I said, I think it's that delusional thing that I've still got this superpower and high energy to do things, but I just have to accept
it's there
I'm now
in your
a Peri Pig and
but
can't do it.
Okay, so
Can't do it. So I was, I've been running late to things. We had a great time. There was lots of nostalgic music for us that we bopped about to, and lots of a real good mix of ages, actually. And it was really nice to see. I think a lot of the younger people that were there had no idea who the bands were, because it wasn't their era. But it was nice that everyone was enjoying it.
Yep.
And sort of mixing together. So we had a great time. Obviously, and I'm a bit embarrassed to say this, because we've kind of labelled ourselves, we've decided that we've sort of labelled ourselves as, do we have a drink problem? Because we always seem to be talking about alcohol all the time.
We do, and I've really struggled with that.
You have. So you've had intense anxiety. So you're on the peak of your anxiety levels now, aren't you? After had the spa, obviously had drinks there, went then to the festival, the following, day or next day after that. And then it hit you, didn't it?
It hit me on the Sunday.
Bad.
Really, really bad. I had a really good time. I wasn't particularly hungover or anything like that. We were out doing nothing different from anybody else.
That's what I mean. Young and old. We were all there enjoying the
music.
Whether it's at the spa, and it was great fun.
Whether it's at the festival. We're just doing what a lot of people do. And I'd got myself into this big headspin of, no, this is unacceptable. We're talking to people every week on the podcast about drinking. We're then going out and drinking. I never used to drink like as frequently as I do now. We've got a problem. We cannot publish that podcast. I sat there and was basically saying, I'm not willing to publish last week's podcast because I was embarrassed and felt that we were going to be judged and everybody was going to think that we're ridiculous. And you had to kind of say to me, you're not in the right headspace to make this decision right now, so I'm just going to make the decision for you.
Yeah.
And you just had to shut me down, really, and just take control of the situation.
I did, and it was horrible because I know exactly where that headspace is, and anyone in the Peri Pig era knows that feeling. And no matter what anyone is saying to you in that moment, going, no, it's like, I think it's fine. It's like, just trust that it's okay. And that's not what our fellow pigs are thinking of us, because, we're in the non-judgment zone here and all of that. And it's like nothing you say is going to go in, because in that moment, when the self-doubt, the self-loathing, the self-hatred is in there, and the high anxiety, doesn't make a blind bit of difference, does it, whatsoever? No. So the only option that I tried all of that, and then I just had to go, you just have to accept it. You just have to accept it that it's going out. But yeah, I totally get it, because yeah, I've been there as well. And all of those doubts were in my mind as well. But I just felt I had to be the stronger person. And it's interesting, isn't it? 'Cause like we're at that point, you know, in our relationship where we can just have those harsh words and be like, nope, you're just going to have to handle this and let it happen and trust that, you know, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to release something that's going to be detrimental to your life. And you're overreacting, basically. Yes. You're overreacting and you need to just stop it.
You need to calm down.
Yeah, it's
calm
really
down,
hard
Penelope.
to say. It's hard to say to you and it's hard to say to anyone, but sometimes piggies need to hear it because there's no words are going to change our minds on it. Like when you're in that moment, you know, at the moment of going, you know, out somewhere, you've got a wedding or an event or something, and you're looking in the mirror and you're seeing the greasy, angry, wrinkled, vile pig looking back at you.
Refusing to leave the house.
You know, a husband, a partner, a friend stand there going, you look absolutely beautiful in that. You look lovely. Nope, you're not going to listen, are you?
No.
When you're full pig mode, words don't matter because you just see the pig staring back at you.
And so, yeah, I did
growling.
go into really bad full pig mode, and that was on Sunday. But I listened to what you said. That was fine. I had a CBD capsule because I rely on those to calm me down.
Yeah.
And then I just let myself be that day. I didn't do anything much, just chilled out at home, relaxed. You know, I'd probably overdone it. This is the thing, isn't it? We forget our age at times. And we've probably discussed this before, you know, because we're in our mid-40s, we don't have kids. We still like to go out and do things that not everybody at our age likes to go out and do, which is absolutely fine and valid. We struggle to accept that we're not still 30. But when you then go and do like the spa, yes, okay, it was a spa, but we were up at 6 a.m.
Yeah,
that
early
morning,
doors
and we were on the go driving there,
Yeah.
in and out the spa all day, lunch, few drinks. Yes, we went to bed at 10:30, but that's still a really long day.
Yeah.
And then we woke up. Why did we wake up? So we haven't even talked about this. We haven't even discussed this. So we go away to the spa for this lovely, relaxing night away. And it was wonderful. And as you all heard, we were having a jolly time. And after we'd finished recording the podcast, we put ourselves to bed. We went to bed. We were like in this very comfortable bed. It was lovely, wasn't it?
Beautiful
the room was nice. And we went to sleep. And we both had the most wonderful sleep, didn't we?
Yeah.
No husbands, no dogs.
And because I think we'd had the massage, we had all the oils and stuff.
We'd had the massage,
Yeah.
we'd been in the hot tub, we'd been in the spa. Oh my gosh, heaven. But then we got woken up, didn't we?
At a ridiculous hour. It was way too early to wake up.
I think it was about 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah. And why?
Because we got a pet fly.
Yeah.
So there's this zzz,
zzz, and it was landing.
Yeah. So there's me slapping this fly, you slapping this fly, the zzz of it, and then there's the for God's sake, coming. It ruined everything.
Yeah. I ended up standing up with a towel trying to, you know, when you whiz the towel round, like, you know, when you used to flick people when you're kids and that, or you flick people
the back of the leg.
Yeah. And I was trying to do it because I had no tools to get rid of that fly. So I ended up sort of punching the air and flailing around with this towel, trying to get the fly.
So our tranquil zen and peaceful night's sleep was completely and utterly ruined by this fly, who then brought his mates round.
Yeah, because I got the fly and then I'd knocked it out. And so I knew it was going to come back after it came round, after being knocked out by the towel. So I'd sort of picked it up in the towel, placed it outside, and then I'm stood at the window watching it intently.
It called for help.
It's just so typical, isn't it? And again, you feel like the world's against you and going, they knew. And it's like, do we not deserve this then? All of those things go through your head, isn't it? Going, so I can't even have this. I can't even have one night of goddamn rest and sleep. Then you get angry. Then you're back into being an angry pig again. We went from elation, happiness, joyous, zen relaxation, wonderful, to that, to, wobbling around that room.
In our pants, trying to swat flies.
Flies at 4:00 in the morning because the bastards came and couldn't just leave us alone. Out of every window that was open in that hotel,
why did they all come into our room?
And it probably...
What does that suggest? But pigs, pigsties.
Yeah.
They obviously attract
flying
flies,
around
don't they?
us. Because I think I did actually say on that podcast, I was happy as a pig in shit.
Yes.
So, yeah, we invited them in,
didn't we? So I think we did go back to sleep for a little bit, but not properly. So inevitably, we ended up awake, sat up in bed at 6:30 with a cup of tea and started eating the hotel biscuits, didn't we, to console ourselves.
Yeah. And it was fine, and we got through it, and it was, it was nice to.
It was still relaxing to be sat there in bed watching Good Morning Britain.
Because we got up super early, and then we went and got use of the spa facilities again before we left. So we managed to have that one last blast at it, which was good.
We had a cold plunge.
Yes.
We had a sauna and a cold plunge the next morning, didn't we? We had our breakfast and off we went on our merry little way.
So it was still worth it, but it was never without something.
I would just love to know, if that hadn't happened with the fly, like what time would we have blissfully slept until naturally on our own? We're never going to know now, are we? So if you do go on a lovely spa weekend, either A, shut all your windows, or B, take one of them fly squatting tennis racket things that electrocutes them like you've got. Take it in your bag.
Because they will come for you. They'll know. They will know and go, these two don't deserve it. They don't deserve the night's sleep.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. So we didn't get as much sleep as we wanted. Then we had a bit of a long day Friday. Then we were up early Saturday. Had a very long day Saturday on our feet all day, bopping around, generally just having
So we've had
a
lot of fun, but it's and I think it comes with a cost, doesn't it?
You can't do that much at our age without having the consequence of utter exhaustion.
Yeah, and it's not just going, oh, I've had an awesome few days. I've been off work, I've done all these lovely things. I am knackered because I didn't get much sleep, or, I've had these drinks and stuff. But yay, great experience, get on with it. No, you're riddled with the self-doubt and the anxiety. So the punishment comes then. So yes, you can have these nice things, you can have the fun, but no, you're then going to go into self-loathing, self-doubt, and health anxiety as well.
Yeah, and probably put on 7 pounds just by having fun.
Yeah.
You think you've got all these things now wrong with you for, drinking, vaping or whatever it is over the weekend. All of the stuff that lots and lots and lots of people do all the time. We are not the exception in this scenario. Yet we get really hung up on it and overthink things that other people we just wouldn't have thought about before. Yeah. And that's it. Your brain is very, very different.
Yeah. And I think this is going back to what we were saying at the beginning of like why we started this is these the conversations we have of going, surely it's not just us feeling like this, like other people must be feeling like this, but it's not the sort of stuff you vocalise. So, for example, when you go back to work and they're going, did you have a nice week off? And you go, oh yeah, lovely. Oh, what did you do? Well, I went to a spa, went to the festival, I done this and this and this. You're not going to then go in and go, but I then felt like no. I felt to the point of blooming suicide because I just felt like I was such an awful person for doing all those things. It can get internalised a lot, can't it? And you sit with it in your head.
Yeah.
And so we sort of started this because we were saying other people must be going through this weird hell as well internally. So we're just going to let it out and just say, we're here, we're doing this as well. So you're not weird, you're not alone. We're thinking all of these weird thoughts and going for it as well. And it's nice we've got each other to kind of vocalise that too, but not everyone does.
No, they don't. And I used to listen to podcasts and things like this myself in sort of different styles to try and help me find something I could relate to reassure me. And we were talking to somebody else earlier on today, who is someone that listens to the podcast. We actually wanted them to come on the podcast, but they didn't feel that they wanted to come on.
Yeah.
Because in their own words, they told us, well, I'd ruin it. I'd ruin it if I came on your... So this is how different people think, isn't it? Well, you're on it and you'll be listening now, won't you? So you'll know who we're talking about. But yeah, and she was sort of saying, that, oh, absolutely not. I've got my own ways that I cope with these things differently.
Yeah.
She was actually... what she came out with, but it came out in a very different way. And she didn't mean it. She just went, oh, I just take mushrooms.
Yeah.
She's like, oh God, no, not those sorts of mushrooms.
Which you understood what they were straight away. So can you educate me? Because I was sort of half in and out of this conversation. So what does it mean by taking mushrooms?
I think there's different types of supplements that you can get from a variety of different places.
Legal, of course.
Yes, of course. Yes. I'm not talking, she's not on magic mushrooms. We deciphered that straight away, which is so funny. But, you can go into any kind of health food sort of place and get different kind of supplements that have different types of mushrooms. Lion's mane might be one that you've heard of.
Yes,
I'm not going to recite them all because I'm not a specialist.
It's not an actual mushroom, the lion's mane. No, it's like a tablet or something.
It's like a tablet, right? or a powder that's made of dry.
So is this the original form of like before the CBD oils and that came in?
Possibly. There's so many different things, aren't there, that can be good things for you to have. But she was saying that she chooses that there's certain like lion's mane and things like that she's tried that she finds really, really helpful for her kind of focus and just to kind of chill her out and make her feel a little bit more like she can cope with things. Yeah. Which was really nice. She was kind of telling us, wasn't she, that she doesn't have someone that she talks to specifically. She actually internalizes and kind of talks to herself and listens to things and finds ways to cope with these things and kind of get herself out of them, which we found really interesting, didn't we? Because that's so alien to us.
Absolutely. But then we also kind of deciphered, after talking about it a bit further, that it kind of depends on your life pattern a little bit. So the fellow Peri Pig that we're talking about, her life is very different to ours. So she's got children. She was obviously, not working for a period of time in an office environment or what have you because of having those children. So she said that during that period where she wasn't, in an office or working, and she was with the children, she did have that time to think about those things and work through those thought patterns and stuff. And then now she's had that change where she's gone back into office environment and is having to deal with, all of those external
because when you're not going
annoyances,
to work,
really.
She only needed to be herself. Mother, wife, herself. She didn't then need to go and be this other person because we all have this other persona, this different version of ourselves that we are at work.
Yes.
But like you said, you have to keep things within. You're not going to go and sit there in a meeting and tell everybody
to piss off.
Exactly, even though you might want to. So it was really interesting listening to some stuff from her perspective actually earlier on, wasn't it?
Yeah, because we're probably quite unique in that we're going through this without having, those periods in our life. So I'm guessing the majority of women have gone through that. That's more the norm, isn't it? To have
and then there'll be those women that have had to go through all of it, that have had children and then gone straight back to work, and so had to deal with postnatal stuff, plus being a peri pig, plus being at work. Like that's an awful. And I always say that I look up to the women. I call them girls. I don't even. They're my age. They're young. I look up at the girls at work that are doing jobs. Not dissimilar to the sort of job that I do. Managing big teams of people, that's the one thing I don't do anymore, which I struggled with because of this. And I just say I think you're fantastic because you're dealing with all of this all day, and then you're going home and then you're being like that parent to people as well.
Which is why she was saying she has to compartmentalize things a lot more because you can't have those big sort of mentee bees, the
breakdowns, the tantrums, or whatever they are, where you're expressing your emotions in the way that we can.
Because you're going to mess up your kid. If you've got young kids.
They don't want to. They don't want them to see that.
Exactly. So you do have to kind of, and that's what it's like being at work. You can't, those meltdowns that are happening in your head. You can't do that at work.
No, I mean, I'm sure we all have. There's
a
time that we all have done for sure. But no, you can't. You have to kind of hold it in. And I've always said one of the things that I've struggled with in my life that I've found challenging is whenever there's been a time where I've got a lot of emotion going on and I've had to kind of hold it in all day and keep that face on. That when you can then finally leave work or log off or whatever, and then you can just let it all out like that, it's exhausting when you've got to keep those emotions in. I've done the car screams, I've done the car cries. Yeah. Where I've held it in all day and then just cried all the way home in a car. Yeah, done that.
I've done the sort of the through the night, or like in the shower in the morning, like the little the breakdown and the cry. Yeah. And then ping, you're at work. Morning, morning, everybody.
Oh,
Hi. Yeah,
you can
blah, blah,
just switch it up because you have to.
Acting, isn't it? You've got to act normal. Like,
and that's such a strength for people to be able to do that. And I think people should give themselves more credit than they give themselves for doing it.
Definitely.
But equally, I'm definitely guilty. I don't know if guilty is the right word. That I'll put that front on and I will be that person, that confident person, that high, really cheerful person. But I'll still think that everybody afterwards will be like, oh, she clearly doesn't know what she's doing. She's what's that all about?
You know,
so I still have that
self-doubt.
self-doubt and imposter syndrome, and I do wish it would go away because I could redo it going away.
Yeah, it's been hanging about far too long, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Penelope Pig, I think you've probably got a little bit longer of that.
Yeah, so I'll just hang on. I'll just hang in there.
So we'll try the mushrooms then. We need to look into the ones to try of that.
There's only so many things you can take, but yeah, definitely.
Well, as supplement addicts, I'm always looking for the next
you do
hit,
like a supplement, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, especially because you're not on HRT. So yeah, I think
that's my team.
So on another note, see, it's all coming back to us now.
Oh.
So do you recall when we were sat at the spa?
Yeah.
We sat outside after we'd had our lunch. And we looked up the results of my blood test. On the NHS app, didn't we? Do you remember?
Yes.
Because
what's the update? Remind me.
So I'd been to the doctors. The doctors had decided that they needed to speak to the menopause clinic because they weren't sure where to go kind of next with the symptoms that I'm having that don't seem to have gone away with the various HRT things that I've tried. So I've been referred to the menopause clinic, but before I go to the menopause clinic wanted me to have a testosterone blood test, which I had. And we looked this up, didn't we, on my app, my doctor's app, to see what it had come back as.
Yep.
And we took a photo of it and we put it into ChatGPT because it's very, very useful.
Excellent.
And without looking at the information, what we deciphered from it was that it meant that my testosterone level looked quite normal, but on the low side of normal.
Yeah.
But something else that I can't remember it was basically suggesting that I don't use the testosterone in my body properly.
That was it. Yeah,
at all.
So yeah, you're not
something. I'm not.
Yeah, so it's there, but it's not being processed or being
because some other reading was either really high or really low, and I can't remember what it was.
It's so complex, isn't it? And I always think, I suppose this is where you need the consultation afterwards for someone to explain it to. And AI does a blooming good job of giving you a head start on what to expect, at least from. So have you got another consultation booked?
No, I've got to wait for them.
I've
got to wait for them to give me an appointment because they had a cancellation and invited me in, but I hadn't had this blood test before, so I couldn't go. But it's helpful that we've read it.
Yeah, and it kind of, I think it pointed towards, then we researched it and it sort of pointed towards there is something that can be done about it. So they can try you on something like, giving you extra testosterone or something. Yeah. So that means that there is a possibility of a treatment, to help a further.
Which will be really interesting because I know that people do, again, probably listened to various things where there's good and bad to all of this stuff. Let's see what they come out would be really interesting. Of course, my fear, like many women's fear, is I'm going to end up with a beard or a willy, maybe.
Yeah. Could be possible.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Well, I'm going to turn into a hog.
Oh, gosh,
wow.
Yeah.
But then I might not. No, we're going to be positive. What it can do is it can really, really help you with lots of different things, testosterone. So that'll be really interesting to see when I get that appointment and what they...
Can it cause... I'm guessing it can cause hair growth and stuff then if it's too... If they don't get the level right. And I suppose that's what the testing is for. They're testing to go, right, say it was a scale of 1 to 10... and you need to be at 5 to be the right level as a woman. Yeah, they'll only top you up to 5 and you're not going full on.
And then they'll keep kind of, I guess they'll then keep checking to see kind of what's happening. So yeah, that'll be really interesting to see.
It'll be really interesting if you go and hit the gym on that.
Well,
and
it is supposed to make a difference. And
yeah.
What's interesting is I went to the gym quite a lot this week. So after my slight anxiety breakdown about everything at the weekend and my own mortality and going, I'm not looking after myself, I drink once a week, goodness me, but I'm starting to villainise it, obviously.
Yeah.
Because I never used to even drink once a week, but hey ho. So I then was like, do you know what? I'm going to spend this week making sure that I do the things that I enjoy doing. I want to look after myself. So, and I've been really disciplined and I have been in the gym every other day this week because I just don't get a chance around my work schedule to train.
And
I love it. and I go with my cousin, which is fabulous because we kind of motivate each other. Oh, my little body hurts. Like, I've really worked my body hard. I think that's why I'm so tired tonight. I've worked this body so hard this week, and I can't get out of it what I used to in the gym at all.
Do you see it as like, you know, like where you've been feeling so sort of low with everything? Do you almost feel like do you do it as a bit of a punishment?
What, the gym?
Yeah.
No, I do it because I like it and I enjoy it and I like the way that it makes me feel.
Yeah.
Mentally and physically.
But you know, like where you've been more, obviously you've been off this week, so you've just gone more because you've had the time to go more.
Yes.
Not like it's not a thing where you're going, oh, I need to, right, okay, so I've been really bad, so I need to go for, like, it's not that thought pattern.
I don't get into
Do
that
you think
thought
people
pattern.
do have that
Oh,
thought
I think there's
pattern?
loads of people that have that thought pattern. There's loads of people that exercise or train at the gym as a counter to the bad, quote, I hate saying bad things, but, you know, people overeat or they overdrink or they overindulge and they go, oh God, I've got to go and burn it all off. And I think there are I think a load of people do that for sure. And that's nothing wrong with that. I don't do it for those reasons. I probably have done in my past. I wanted to train, I wanted to exercise, I wanted to be thin because that was a socially acceptable thing that would make me feel better about myself. And then I got thin and it didn't make me feel any better because then I went straight into perimenopause. And then just went,
life just
great.
keeps punishing you.
It's the gift that keeps giving, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's it, isn't it? You do something good or you feel better about yourself in one way, and then, you know, it's like they give with one hand and take with the other. Like you say, give us a lovely
Like
spa,
the fly.
give us a lovely
Yeah.
hotel
Yeah,
room
yeah.
and give us some sleep. But here, have a fly.
Yeah. And then you kind of almost feel like you're just being negative all the time. And it's like,
Looking for the bad things.
Yeah, but it's like no one could have said, it was landing on our faces.
It wasn't
and our
even just
arms
buzzing around
and-
the room, it was touching me.
Yeah, a horrible, dirty shit fly.
And you could have you could just like put the sheet over and cover yourself up, but not your face. And by that
No.
point, it was doing it was reeling me. And then, of course, we were telepathically talking to each other about this fly before we even opened our eyes.
Yeah, because were you flailing around and flapping around with your eyes still closed with the hope that you would get
Trying.
back to me too?
Yes. Not speaking to each other, being completely mute, because all
But
we wanted to
flapping
do was have this flipping lie-in. So then, I mean, we can go on. So then you stayed at after we went to this festival, which was brilliant. We had a really good day, again, a long day, and we were very sensible, actually. We didn't even stay till the end. We went,
didn't, and
we've had enough now. We're tired. Don't want anything else to drink. It's a little bit chilly. Let's make our way home. And actually, if we're going at, 9:30, we can phone the Hogsband and we know that he'll come and fetch, or guilt trip him into coming to fetch us. And he did, didn't he? And you came back and stayed at mine.
We had a cup of tea.
Cup of tea and a chocolate biscuit.
Yeah.
Didn't we? He made
And
us
this
a
is
cup
what
of
I mean.
tea.
In your head, that like you've made out like that you're this terrible person. You've got this, you know, you've got a full-on drink problem. That the reality of it was, we were back at a very decent time with a cup of tea and a biscuit, watching a bit of telly, talking to your husband, and off we went to. You know, it's really not that wild.
Bonkers. It can
It's
really
so-
depend.
yeah.
No, I know. Yeah, other nights I'll go out and get absolutely trashed. I won't think anything of it. It's just
There's just no
everything.
control when it's going to hit you.
And it's not even about that one particular subject matter. It's about all sorts of things. It can be about work. It can be about just going out for dinner with someone. Like, we do this kind of overthinking thing, don't we? But you stayed at my house that night. And again, we didn't go to bed particularly late.
No.
And we went straight to sleep. But that night, because you wanted to experience it, and you did experience it, was the blinking cats.
Yeah.
At which point I then had to finally just go and just evict them and put them outside in the conservatory, didn't I?
Well, there was so we had there was the strange noises from the window shelf where one of the cats were, which is not usual for her to make those noises behind the shelf. And then, one was moving things around. I mean, I loved it but it's one night.
It's one night,
you know.
Yeah, and her newest thing is she's decided
couldn't
she
deal
likes
with that
breaking into the
every night.
wardrobe in the spare room sliding door wardrobe. She basically rattles it, and it sounds like someone's breaking into my house. That's the newest one that we've got. So yeah, sleep wasn't our friend. However, on the Sunday night, I had the best 11.5 hours sleep that I've had in a very, very long time.
Because you shut the cats away.
And just I needed the sleep,
Yeah.
and that's what happens. Like we said, you can catch up on the sleep.
Yeah.
That you've missed, your body lets you, But then the next day it goes, well, we're not going to let you do that again, though.
Yeah, you can't do that again.
You can't possibly do it regularly.
Yeah. It is like this sort of weird curse, isn't it? Or that you've got, something's interfering with your brain. You know, like the Wizard of Oz, and he's there and he's sort of controlling everything. I feel like it's that. Like there's someone the scene where they find the Wizard of Oz and he's he turns out to be a fraud anyway, doesn't he? And he's there with the big voice. It's almost like I've got a little man in it's
your
going to be a
head.
man, and
it's got to be
a man.
behaving like this.
Yeah, in your brain, sort of taking over the controls is essentially what Peri. Like if I was explaining this to a younger person or someone that had never even heard of perimenopause or menopause before. That is kind of like that loss of control of your own thoughts.
Yeah.
It is like someone's tapped in and gone, flicked those switches, like,
ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Yeah, having a great old
So you
fun
get
time.
your power cuts where everything goes dead in your brain and you don't know what the hell you were saying and you stop dead mid-sentence because you can't remember what you were talking about. You lose motor control, so you drop things all the time.
Definitely. Lose things.
Like the mental breakdowns and the mental crises that can literally, they could last weeks or they could last minutes.
Yeah, completely irrational.
And then the next minute you're howling and laughing like a complete nutcase, and you're fine again after being really irrational over some crumbs in the butter or something silly that really doesn't matter in life. It's like someone is taking over the controls. And
when do they move in? Because you've had a couple of 20-somethings staying in your house.
I have, yes. So this week we've had my 22-year-old stepson and his fiancée. So they're both 22, and it has been so eye-opening because you kind of really see the differences in those brains and how they're working.
Well, their sleep patterns for sure.
12 hours. 12 hours. I mean, how? And I know, they do shift work and stuff, and I get, that is horrendous. So, shout out to anyone that does shift patterns where you're doing nights and days and 12-hour shifts. It must be horrendous, and I could not cope with that on top of this anyway.
No way.
So any Peri Pig that's doing shift patterns out there, I mean, medal to you. Can you imagine? Or does it get easier because you're awake anyway?
Well, there is that. But how do you sleep? When did you stop sleeping? Why can't we just sleep?
Yeah. And do you know, it's because their brains are at peace as well.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, because it's
less
like,
to worry
and we've
about?
been doing all of those things like where we've been out of them, we've been drinking and, later nights than usual, not eating well, getting the takeaways and stuff, eating out. So again, all of those things that we can, as Peri Pigs, consider horrendous and bad.
That's just normal.
When you're 22, you don't think like that at all, and you're lying there perfectly at peace because you've had a great day or you've had a great evening.
And you haven't overthought any of it because there's no need to. Like,
whereas we're lying there, I've been waking up sort of 4 a.m. most days with all that going through my head, and it's torturous. It's absolutely torturous. But yeah, they don't have it. So yeah, it literally does kick in.
How do we stop the replay? How do we stop that little man, the Wizard of Oz, from doing that?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to replay it anymore. I want to just go to bed and not think about what's happened today, unless I'm thinking, oh, that was nice.
Yeah.
What's happening tomorrow, other than, oh, I need to be somewhere at a particular time, give myself 90 minutes to get ready. I don't want to be thinking about Monday tonight, about going back to work. Or replaying what the last thing was I did at work a week and a half ago.
No. That's I think this is the exhaustion, isn't it? So I don't know if anyone's got any ideas how we switch him off. Instead of the Wizard of Oz, should we call him like the Wizard of Pig or something?
We'll have to think of a name
What should we call him?
We'll think about that for next week.
Yeah, the Wizard of Pig, Wizard of Oz, whoever you are in our Peri Pig minds.
Just stop it.
Yeah, go away.
Why?
Yeah.
You're not very nice.
What have we done to you?
You're horrible.
I know.
Piss off.
Piss off, would you?
Piss off.
Get out of
my
our
head.
brains and just give us back our lives, for God's sake.
Please.
Please. Leave me alone. Leave us all alone.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. But on that cheery note, apart from that...
cracking week.
Cracking week. It's a week off work. Very much appreciated. Thank y'all very much. But yeah, it's going to be back to hell next week. So yeah, we'll catch you up on how that goes, because we'll probably go back to work and have to relearn our jobs because we would have forgotten what we actually do.
I don't even think I know where I work.
Yeah.
How do I get there?
Yeah.
What have I even got to do? I've got to try and remember my passcode for my laptop on Monday morning.
Oh, there we go.
And that's always great fun, isn't it?
That's going to be the
After
challenge.
a week off.
Yeah.
I look forward to that call with IT.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, all of these added things to think about. So, hope you're all in a good way out there, Peri Pigs. And
let us know your woes.
Yes, please do. Yeah. Anything you can add. We're going to look into this, like the whole mushroom thing.
We're going to look at mushrooms,
Yeah. Not the trips, but yeah, the holistic, nice one. Oh, you almost had your trotter up as in you would consider it there. It was like... It was a contemplating trotter up going, would I rule it out?
Never say never.
Would I rule it out?
Anything for a night's sleep, right?
Yeah, to get rid of the Wizard of Oz. Because that is quite a trippy film, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, we should watch that back.
Yeah. Maybe this is where it all came from. Was it written by a Peri Pig? We need to look that up.
We do need to look that up.
All right, gang. Stay safe, keep oinking. Thanks for listening. And yeah, survive another week. See you there.
See you next Friday.
Thanks for hanging out in the Peri Pig Sty with us.
If you had a good time, give us a follow or hit subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. And if you know someone who'd enjoy this too, share it around and spread the Peri Pig love.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok.
Come and say hi and drop us a comment to let us know how you are.